Welcome to Pathways by Path. I'm Evan Rhodes. This is a show about the decisions, challenges, and journeys shaping competitive tennis. Last week, Tomas Reyes, and strength and conditioning coach for junior players, said the body doesn't know it's a junior. It responds to what you put it through. If you haven't heard that one, go back. This week, what these players are actually eating, when, and what happens when nobody's managing that. My guest is a sports dietitian who's worked with competitive junior athletes for years. Lina Kirsch, thanks for being here.
Happy to be here, Evan.
You said before we hit record, the problem isn't bad nutrition. What did you mean?
The most common thing I see isn't a family feeding their kid junk, it's invisible nutrition. Families genuinely trying, eating reasonably well, with no idea how big the gap is between what their kid needs and what they're getting.
Invisible.
A 14-year-old doing 3 hours of tennis, a gym session, a full school day. That's an athlete with energy demands nothing like a typical teenager. But the dinner plate doesn't change. Nobody told them it had to.
So they're feeding the teenager, not the athlete.
Exactly. The player feels flat, can't sustain intensity through the third set, gets sick a lot. The family looks at sleep, training load, stress. Nobody asks, did this kid eat enough today?
And the answer is usually no.
Almost always. Not neglect, there's no plan. Breakfast before a 7 a.m. session might not happen. The recovery window after a hard match closes while the player's still in the car.
The recovery window? What's that exactly?
30 to 45 minutes after hard training. That's when the body is most primed to rebuild. Miss it, and the uptake isn't the same.
And most players are missing it.
Constantly. They're tired, nobody's thought about food, they eat 2 hours later. Then we wonder why they feel flat the next morning. That's not mental, that's biology.
How does the triangle factor into this? I'm already seeing it.
Same structural problem. The on-court coach builds the hitting schedule. Tomas builds the strength program. I build a nutrition plan. None of us see the same calendar. The parent doesn't know the recovery window was missed because the drive home took 2 hours. And the player, 14, isn't walking in and saying, I think I'm underfueled. They just go train.
They don't even have the language for it.
They don't. Admitting you're depleted feels like weakness at that age, so they push through.
Here's what I want to push on. The fear of carbs in youth sports. Is that real?
Very real. I fight it every week. I've worked with players eating perfectly by any wellness standard, greens, lean protein, minimal sugar, running on empty by the second set.
Why?
Because a salad doesn't fuel a match, it fuels a lunch meeting. Carbohydrates are the primary fuel for high-intensity sport. Remove them, and you're removing the energy source for what you're asking the body to do. It shows up on the court before anyone connects the dots.
How long does it take to show up?
Depends. But I've had players go from avoiding carbs to a structured fueling plan, and within a month, their ability to sustain intensity changes noticeably. Because we started feeding the training they were already doing.
Fast turnaround.
The body responds quickly when you give it what it needs. What's missing is someone looking at the full picture. Training load, tournament schedule, fueling plan. All in one place.
And right now, nobody has that.
Nobody. The coach sees training. I see nutrition. The parent sees the calendar. We're not in the same room. The player performs across all of it without anyone coordinating the fuel.
Everything you've described, it's the same gap that keeps coming up in these conversations. There's no shared space where the triangle sees the full picture. That's one of the things Path is being built to do. Give the player, the coach, and the parent a space where it all connects. You can't plan the fuel if you don't know the week. Lina, thanks for this.
I hope it helps some families ask the right question.
Lina left me with one image I can't shake. A family doing everything right, and a player running on empty by the second set. The body doesn't grade intention. It responds to what it actually received. And if nobody in the triangle is looking at the full picture, that gap shows up looking like mental weakness or a bad day, when the real answer was simpler than that. Next week, Marco Rivera, a highly ranked junior who spent 8 months away from the sport recovering from a stress fracture. It might be the most honest conversation this show has had. I'm Evan Rhodes. This is Pathways by Path.